there's been a lot of speculation as to who advised Dr. Danny Jordaan about the players. Now, I just want to emphasize also that no executive member, including the vice presidents, select any player. Those players are selected by the team management, which consists of the coach and a technical staff. That is it. No one of the political structure, the national executive, select any player. And that team that took the field on Sunday, that team was selected by the team management. At first, the issue was about Botswana not being a worthy opposition. Now you must remember also, this is a send-off match. We can debate, this is part of preparation, it's not part of preparation, but I want to put the emphasis on send-off match. Now a send-off match is a feel-good exercise. You cannot send your team off and they lose. It's a feel-good. You send your team off in positivity. But remember, this is also the team who knocked us out of the Olympic qualifiers for 2022. So this is not just any team that is out there. They have beaten us. So it's important for us that we thought we're going to play again against them, but the probability for us winning the game will be also good. And then we would send our team off in a good vibe and a positive vibe. And they know how to feel it. It will be part of them. It will be in the murg, in the been, that they know how it feels to win. There's also the second part about the field, the venue in itself. Now, people must be very careful when they raise this. We want to take the gospel of football to the hinterlands, to the outlying areas. We want to spread the gospel of football to each and every one, that they can play football, that football is accessible to all our communities. Now, if you say that football must only be played in the metros or where there's big stadia, it immediately discriminates against the populace of South Africa. And that is something we as SAFA will not tolerate. That stadium that we played in, we had women games taking place there. We had men games taking place there. You should have seen the spectators. It was packed to capacity. The match commissioner, who's ultimately responsible for the game, that match commissioner inspected the facility, and they do that. They check the toilets, they check the stand, they check the media facility, they check everything. They check the goalposts, the nets, the condition of the fields. And just by the way, that brown grass, that's the type of grass that you get up north during winter. That's the type of grass. Okay. Then, to make double sure, we've also sent our team management, because the players raised a concern about the facility. So the team management went and they also did an inspection, and they came back, gave it a clean bill of health. We've also sent, from SAFA side, we've sent our executive director, our general manager, Mr. Mafurvani. And Mr. Mafurvani officiated at CAF and at FIFA matches before, and he knew exactly what to look for. He also came back and he gave a clean bill of health. And to crown it all, SABC was there. They've loaded the cameras, they erected the necessary stands, and they were ready to broadcast from there. So everybody went there, they've inspected, and they were confident that we can have a match. And we had other matches there before. This is not the first time we're having matches there. So that was done, and we didn't send our players into a death trap. The players listed also a concern about their apparel. And they've raised it, for example, that the same kit has been in existence since Lacoste became the technical sponsor. It is something the team management noted, and that's the gear that we will wear. They've also raised the issue, just to be single out one important point also. They said, and I quote, "They gave us sneakers we did not decide on, and the sneakers were not comfortable." Now this brought me to the point about the veldskoene the Olympic team wore at the Olympic Games, the South African team. Now, when people objected to it, people outside the Olympic team objected to it. They said, no, this is not nice. But our team said, this is our apparel, this is what we're going to wear. So we appeal to our players, wear the uniform that has been sponsored. And it's not good to make statements like this because it is difficult to get apparel sponsors. And Lacoste came to the party and we owe it to them. And we should honor our agreement that our players will wear the apparel issued to them. Lastly, players and management must remember this is a relationship. This is a relationship. This is a long-term relationship. Players will play until they retire, and team management will be in the game until they decide to do something else, and the NSC members might also retire. But what is important, we in a relationship at this moment, we do not just strike. And when you strike, you've told people you've given up, and we cannot give up now. The nation have pinned their hopes on Banyana to do well, and I do not want us to break that. I want players to go to New Zealand and Australia and to do their best, because it's not going to end only there. When you come back, you might get other contracts, and that will take you into another lifestyle. And I asked our players, let's honor that commitment to play for the country. And the way you express yourself, that's equally important. We are adults. We don't just boycott. Boycott during the revolution, we've used that as a last resort when you see you cannot trust the people on the other side. And SAFA has given no reason to these players to be mistrusted.